You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole, and Tom and Adam are back at it again. They have their new single that just came out today. I have been staying off all social media to make sure that I didn't get any spoilers while we went through our day today, and I am so excited.
We love you, Hangover Gang. Let's get into this.
You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
It seems every week Tom and Adam have a new single coming out, and I'm so excited for it. I'm literally living for the Fridays right now, but not for the same reason I was when I was a teenager, as we can all relate to. And I am so excited for it. If you guys are as excited for it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Hangover Gang, thank you so much for all of your support. We love what Tom and Adam have to say. American Flags was an amazing song, so we're very excited that they already have another single coming out before their album comes out. We know he's from Canada. That's something you guys keep reminding us as Canadians, that he was from Canada, now he's in America, so thanks for always reminding us about that. Are you ready for this, honey?
I'm so ready for this.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what they're going to talk about this time.
They're screaming that they hate America and we're the reason. If you don't feel safe, then stop defunding the policemen. You calling us extremists cause our words have hurt your feelings, then we're sorry we can't hear you over the sound of our freedom. Y'all been filling up our classrooms with drag queens for kids. We think it's not appropriate, you tell us that it is.
Yeah, like, what was the thing?
God.
What was the thing that Avery just showed us today for preschoolers?
In Canada, I don't know exactly where this is. I didn't go and look it up too much, but Avery saw a TikTok that had to do with a new law that was recently passed in Canada, or it's part of a law that was recently passed, where in preschool now, a child goes in genderless, and at the end of preschool, the child then picks the gender.
Yeah, and I don't even know what they're teaching this kid during that time when they have to make a decision like that as well.
I love what he said too about like we're afraid of all this, of everything that's going on. You're afraid of us because we said something that hurt your feelings, but you're having these drag queens coming into schools.
Yeah.
And here in Canada, there's like the newsletters that come home from school are so vague. It's like, oh, there's a Pro D day coming up, long weekend, yay. Oh, the field trip for the grade 9s was canceled, but there's no information about what's being taught. There's no information on the report cards. Report cards are all digital. So, like, it literally took me almost 2 months to figure out how to find the report card on the app and then how to figure out how to print it. I still couldn't figure out how to print it. I took screenshots of everything because it's so difficult. We don't know what's being taught in schools anymore. There's laws around everything that we have no idea what's happening in the schools anymore, who's coming into the schools.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, parents have no say over the children in the schools because the schools are taking over what the extent of what's happening. And if there's like a child who is, questioning certain things from what they're learning in the schools, the teachers then say, oh, well, don't tell your parents, like, we'll help you. And you talk to the school's guidance counselor. That's free, paid for by the school district, by that union group.
Yeah.
Right? So the parents aren't involved in any of it until it gets to the absolute extreme worst case scenario. That is the only time they bring the parents in now. It's terrifying.
It is terrifying. That's why we're going to homeschool our children. Here we go.
Classrooms with drag queens for kids. We think it's not appropriate, you tell us that it is. The complexities of gender and children won't ever mix when there's school shootings by women whose pronouns are him, his. I'm not Republican, but keep it 100, they making sense. The most destructive ideologies are coming from the left. I think Black Lives Matter, they think white lives matter less. And LGBTQ turned into WTF. Dear Democrats, I don't have nothing against the
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a political standing. You might lean towards one, but like even being boxed into how they want you to be boxed in now even makes Tom say the liberals the side that is bad, and look how you boxed yourself in. Now you can be boxed out, right? Like the things that they're talking about here it's brutal.
It is brutal, and it's crazy that it's become like red versus blue has been the longest fighting battle in all of human history forever. And the fact that they're just continue separating and continue making more and more extreme reactions to everything on both sides even is what's causing so much division in the world. And the division still makes money for the people at the top power. So they don't care about the division because the division is more profitable than union.
Yeah, it is. No kidding, right?
liberal, but the people representing you are communists and criminals. They've been starting World War III. We shipping missiles still. They don't want America great. They want it miserable. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not
Your America.
I'm hearing words I never heard.
I love that harmonizing there. That's beautiful. But yeah, I mean, America was built from a lot of different people than people realize. Like the Puritans were also people that came over to America and built it, and they had a different view of life than just the government.
Absolutely. It wasn't just the British. It was the British. It was the Spanish. It was all people from all over Europe.
And all different theologies,
all different theologies, all different walks of
Yeah.
life. And they came to America to start something that wasn't under a monarch.
Yeah.
That wasn't under a single power head. And now 250 years later, we're back to a 21st century monarch running America, running Canada.
And they sound great too.
They sound phenomenal.
That was a really amazing chorus.
You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not
Your America.
I'm hearing words I never heard in life. Kids go to school to learn, never make it back home, they get murdered. Like, who's concerned? Not the left or the right. Hope you ready for the fight. Coming to your front door tonight. The former president got arrested, the current one lost, but I guess he got elected. Kids get molested, pedophiles all get protected, and you can kill a baby anytime if you pregnant. People so weak, feel free to take a knee, and you can't even speak, God forbid you disagree.
I can't believe they have the kahunas. Obviously they do, but to bring that up, like they're killing kids in the womb by the millions all the time, and I'm glad that he was able to say that.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful thing because nobody's willing to talk about that, like, other than to fight for it. I love what he said. It's like, are you even going to say something against it?
Yeah.
Because if you do say something against it, say something against any of this.
Yeah.
If you have a difference of opinion, be prepared for the backlash.
Yeah, like the one thing I did see before this was a short from Tom MacDonald talking about, like, we're going to say some stuff that could bring this down. So make sure you check out this video before it possibly does get brought down.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is some of the topics.
Weak, feel free to take a knee, and you can't even speak, God forbid you disagree. I don't even know what virtual signaling means. Young men used to fight wars, now they make memes. Divide us up, I'm pretty sure that's the plan. Got a gun in my hand for when shit hits the fan. And how the woman of the year is a man, I'm pretty sure I never really understand.
You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel.
Yeah, talk about a woman there. It's rough.
The woman of the year is a man. And what's so crazy about that is the woman of the year is a man, and that's been happening almost the last 2 years in a row at least.
Yeah.
You have people in women's sports who are men identifying as women. There was the MMA dominating the MMA fighter who was literally breaking the skulls of women. It was like 400th in MMA, and then came into the women's league and is like cracking skulls.
Yeah, and that swimmer.
And then you have like the whole fiasco going on in the swimming with Leah Thomas and everything like that. It's like, oh my God, like, women should be the ones talking for women, not men in dresses.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me? No, not cool.
What's crazy too is men were like going to war and all that. Now we're making memes, but everyone's just keyboard warriors going to war now. I remember my friend, he was sending me so much dirt, and then I just walked up to his front door, knocked on it, he came down, and then he went red and almost crumbled just by the presence. But it's like, so you can say all this shit behind stuff, yet you can't actually confront real people. So like they're even creating fake soldiers and all this,
and even on the other side of that, with the fake soldiers, with being like that keyboard warrior, people are bitching and complaining consistently But then when you try to be a friend, or you try to be like, okay,
Constructive
like,
criticism
how,
or
here's some
something.
constructive criticism, or just following up on the bitching and complaining that's happening.
Yeah.
Just following up, like, hey, how's that been going? Don't want to hear it. People want to bitch, they want to complain, but they don't want feedback.
Don't want solutions.
So everyone in the world right now, we're all living off pleasantries.
Yeah, that's
No
the
one's
best way to
having
say it.
conversation. It's just pleasantries without dialogue. And so that's breaking friendships, relationships, families. And then you have this division. And what they said is like, they don't care if they're dividing us. And what they haven't said, but have said in other songs, is that division that they're creating is still profitable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, the people who are running this shit, they just think because the average Joe is just their cattle to bring in more money, to bring in more produce, to bring in more product, sorry.
Yep, okay.
Right, not produce. I was like, farm. But they don't care about the division because the division is more profitable for them.
Yep. All right.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America.
You told us we're the ones to blame. You're the ones who riot till the city's up in flames. You told us we've been spreading lies, but you believe the truth is on the news every night. You told us we gotta stop the fighting, but you're the ones who keep the country angry and divided. You told us we're crazier than you, but all of our conspiracy theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream.
See, that's the thing, and now everyone's not even flinching where it's like, yeah, you're right, but like, who cares? Let's just move on anyways. I don't even want to address that you're right.
Yeah, no one's talking about it. It's like, hey, but all these conspiracy theories that just came out, and like everything that's being now shown to be true, and all these files that are being released, it's just like, no, sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug. Let's continue living in the conspiracy of life that we've created for ourselves, that the news is true.
Yep.
Theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America.
Don't forget he's got the second.
I just want to confirm, the First Amendment is freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms.
I believe so.
Awesome.
We are Canadian, but we know some things, and I think this still applies to like your country, and y'all better know what's going on, because with all the cyber attacks and all that stuff, like, it really is a world now that gets affected by it, especially America, especially with their media presence around the world. Like, everything that's happening in there sometimes feels like it's happening in your own hometown. Like,
absolutely.
Right? Like, a lot of this oppression that they're feeling and making you not want to like your own country, like in Canada, they're making us hate our own country and feeling guilty for even being white. Like, so like, there's a lot of things they're pushing, and it's crazy. And the fact that you're able to put out 2 amazing singles like back-to-back weeks, like, that's super impressive. It shows you're like, you're thinking so far ahead, and I can't even imagine what you already have planned moving forward, both Adam and Tom. I love their collaboration. This album is going to be amazing, I'm sure. I don't know, it didn't show when it was coming out, so please let us know when it's coming out. But if I would just love to hear this type of album from start to finish, to see all the topics that they're going through.
Oh, absolutely.
To see how it's all woven in, and like, I'd love to hear the song again just to make sure I caught everything. But they're so good singing together. Like, their harmony together on that verse is just incredible.
It is incredible. I love them together and that harmony that they have, because their voices are amazing.
Yeah.
But also, if you follow Tom MacDonald, you see all the shorts and the reels that he's been releasing, and this kind of bromance that they have with each other.
Exactly.
And they're like,
so cute, eh?
it's cute, but it's like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And there's so much charisma with both of them.
Absolutely.
So like, it just
Oozing.
shows how amazing they are together, and the way that they're able to bounce ideas off each other in such a way, like with this song, because they're not Tom isn't signed. He's independent. It's him and his
Yeah.
girlfriend
Yeah,
making this
absolutely.
amazing music that is like so top notch. Even in the last one, there was so much going on. We didn't even mention that he literally had a tank and the Air Force
Yeah.
flying behind him. Like
Rent a
literally
tank day.
rent a tank day, rent the Air Force day, like calling battle arms. And now with this one is more of a ballad, very
Yeah.
melodic. It's
Good
like
two sides of them.
the two sides,
Yeah.
and it's just phenomenal. And I love what he was saying, like where
Great
it's like
message in this.
sorry,
It's a great message.
it
in
is
this.
a great message in this. And I love what he was saying with men used to go and fight wars, but now they're just with making memes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he also made another statement later on, we're already fighting World War III. And it's so correct, because
Yeah.
World War III is not going to be fought the same way as we have learned in history with World War II and World War I, with like tanks and battle arms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a war of information. It's going to be a war of idea, a war of thought, a war of how each other like connect
Yeah,
with
I
one
get you.
another, and creating that separation within humanity. And that's why we're already fighting it, because we're already trying to keep community. There's a group of women returning back to the roots of what traditional women were.
Yeah, you're starting to make your own bread and all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like and these are things that we haven't been taught as women, because and speaking for women, we've been taught to be the bad bitch, the boss bitch,
Yes,
the,
yes.
you know, we can do everything, we don't need no man, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And because of that mentality, we women end up falling for that group mob mentality, because
Yep.
we still want our community. Everyone wants their community.
Totally.
And so even when you start going back to the original styles of womanhood and like homesteading and stuff like that, then you need to find a different community
Mhm.
and have that shift of support.
Yeah.
And that's what men are experiencing too, and that's what this war is going to be. It's going to be that shifting in community, that shifting in ideas and ideologies that we're fighting right now. And it's
Yeah, because we're in we're so meta now that we're aware that we're in the war already. Because at the end of the day, when you look back into history, there's a part that we say started the war, and that's just us choosing when it started. So
Yeah.
like there's many points right now where you could say this was the triggering moment for everything else to happen in this world.
But there's never
war.
just one trigger moment. There's
Yeah.
so many trigger moments. Even if you look at World War II, everyone thinks it was like, oh, it was this moment of what happened after World War I that triggered it. It's like, yes, but what about all the assassinations that were happening at the same time? What about the side deals that were happening for finance and land? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things that were happening that caused that war, just like there's so many little things that are happening that are causing this one right now. And then you have people just sitting on their ass not doing anything. And we've been reading the Gulag Archipelago,
Tough
and
read.
look at how people were taken and being like, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you forever, and just being nice and kind, because no one wants to be mean, no one wants to be impolite.
Yeah.
So we're
Passive
like,
aggressive.
so that passive aggressive was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you forever, but you don't even know this person. Next thing you know, you're arrested and thrown in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that were happening.
That's why Adam's
Like,
saying, don't forget we got the Second Amendment,
we
so
got the
don't
First
come
Amendment.
and
We
ask
got the
me to
Second
hang out.
Amendment. Right? Like, the reason for this call to arms that Adam and Tom are doing is because it is the right of the American people
Mhm.
to run against their government. It is the right for the American people to storm the Capitol.
And to
It is
stand
their
against
and
them.
to stand against what is
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
To stand against what the amendment is there for. So like,
No one's loving their neighbor anymore, and that's unfortunate. And that's like where I think they've really got us, because we're all thinking so individually. Where if we're all just focusing on your neighbor, and it just goes full circle that everyone would be doing good, but because we're only worried about ourselves and our next meal and everything, then they're going to be able to come and divide you in ways that you don't even know. And so thank you, Tom and Adam, for making these conversations happen, to putting yourself on the line by being an individual.
absolutely.
Label is so easy to do that in such a powerful way, and to see your success with your last two singles. We really hope this one continues with the success. We watched it today. It's coming out tomorrow, so you're seeing this the second day out, but we hope you guys enjoyed it. We want to know your thoughts about this song as well. Hangover Gang, if you are new to Enter the Chronic, we would love if you subscribe and hit a notification to see more Tom or Adam coming down the rabbit hole. Hit that like button if you had a good time with us, but we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us. This was absolutely amazing. Another banger. I love that as a Canadian. I love that Tom is a Canadian waving the American flag stronger than half the Americans.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but that's how it is right now. And I want to say congratulations, Tom, for getting your last song, American Flags, #1 on the billboards for downloaded for digital music sites. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special thanks to all of our YouTube, Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee members. Thank you for all of your support.